Hello students. Today in this video we are going to learn about the law of equimarginal utility. In our previous session we have explained the law of diminishing marginal utility and consumer equilibrium using single free good and economic good. Through the law of equimarginal utility we are explaining the concept of consumer equilibrium using multiple economic goods. This theory is also known as law of substitution or Gauss's second law. In this theory, we are explaining how a consumer distribute his income on different commodities to reach equilibrium. We know that a consumer is consuming different types of commodities for his satisfaction. Therefore, in order to attain maximum satisfaction, a consumer will have to distribute his income on different commodities. Here we are analyzing how a consumer reaches equilibrium if a consumer is distributing his income on different products. As per the law of equimarginal utility, a consumer attains equilibrium when marginal utilities from different directions of expenditures are equal. Once again, a consumer attains equilibrium when marginal utilities from different directions of expenditures are equal. Here, a consumer is trying to equalize the amount of utility that he is receiving from a commodity with that of other commodity. Or we can say that the last rupee spent on a product, for example X, should provide the consumer same level of utility from that of Y. In other words, utility that a consumer derive from last rupee spent on commodity X must be equal to the same, that is utility of last rupee spent on commodity Y. These values must be equal. The utility derived from X must be equal to the utility derived from Y. That is the point of consumer equilibrium. The condition of equilibrium can be expressed as MUX is equal to MUY if PX is equal to PY. That is, if price of the commodities are same, then consumer reaches equilibrium at a point where the marginal utilities are equal. MUX is equal to MUY. Or if price of X is not equal to price of Y, then marginal utility of X divided by price of X must be equal to the marginal utility of Y divided by price of Y. That means marginal utility with the price ratio of a commodity must be equal to the same ratio of another commodity, and that must be ultimately equal to the marginal utility of money. Suppose if there are more than two commodities, then MUX divided by PX will be equal to MUY divided by PY is equal to MUZ divided by PZ, etc. is equal to MUM, marginal utility of money. The basic equilibrium condition is that as per the law of equimarginal utility, consumer equilibrium is the point where the ratio of MU to price, marginal utility to price of one commodity should be exactly equal to the same ratio of another product. That is shown in the last equation. MUX divided by PX is equal to MUY divided by PY is equal to MUM. Now let us consider a utility schedule to explain the law of equimarginal utility. We have two commodities, commodity X and commodity Y. Here we are representing, on first row we are representing units of the commodity as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. up to 5. 5 units of two commodities are considered. Now initially we are considering marginal utility of X. Marginal utility of X is from the first unit consumer derives 20 units utility. From the second unit he is getting 18 units. From the third unit he is getting 15 units. From the fourth unit 12, and so on. For the last unit 10. Here we can see that marginal utility goes on diminishing as consumption increases. In the same manner we can identify the marginal utility of Y as well. For example, MUY, that is from the first unit consumer is getting 17. From the second unit he is getting 15. For the third unit he is getting 13, and so on. Ultimately the consumer is getting 80 units utility from Y. Now we are assuming that price of X is equal to price of Y. Suppose if the consumer is going to spend his income on these two commodities, for the first unit, if price of X and price of Y are same and X and Y are substitutable, he will be spending his first rupee on product X, because X is the product that provides maximum satisfaction than Y. It means that if consumer is consuming only one unit from X or Y, he will consume X because price of X and price of Y are same, and marginal utility of X is 20 here, that is this 20. And if he is consuming one more unit again, then he will compare. Already he got 20. Now the consumer need to compare this 18 and 17. Here also consumer is having a tendency to consume X because it provides the consumer more utility than Y. Similarly, suppose if the consumer is going to consume one more unit again, then he will compare the amount of utility that he is going to receive from third unit of X, because he already got these two cases, and with that of marginal utility of Y. In such a case, third unit of X provides 15 unit utility and first unit of Y provides 17 unit utility. These will be compared. Third unit of X with first unit of Y will be compared, and consumer will be selecting Y. Therefore, consumer now is having 2 unit of X and 1 unit of Y if the consumer is consuming 3 units. Now we have analyzed that consumer is consuming first only 1 unit, he will consume X. Suppose he is consuming one more unit, that means second unit, he will consume X again, because while comparing marginal utility of X and marginal utility of Y, it is better to consume X. And third unit he will be consuming Y. Fourth unit he will be in confusion because both the units are providing same level of utility. In case of fourth unit, already he consumed 2 unit of X and 1 unit of Y. Now the fourth unit of the commodity, if the consumer is consuming X or Y, both the products provides the consumer same level of satisfaction, and automatically he can consume either X or Y. Similarly, if he is moving to, suppose he have consumed X, for the fifth unit he will consume Y, and if he is consumed Y, then he will prefer X as fifth unit. That means consumer will be in equilibrium by consuming fifth unit of the commodity, fifth unit of these two commodities. Suppose if the consumer is consuming 5 units, then marginal utility of X is equal to marginal utility of Y, and out of this 5 units, 3 units are X and 2 units are Y. Therefore his combination is 3X plus 2Y. Therefore the point of consumer equilibrium is the point where MUX is equal to MUY, that is third unit of x plus second unit of y. Totally 5 units are consumed, and this is the point of consumer equilibrium. 3x plus 2y provides the consumer maximum satisfaction. Now here we assume that the consumer has spent the entire income on these two commodities, and by consuming 3x plus 2y, consumer has spent his entire income. Therefore, in order to increase the consumption of x by 1 unit again, he need to decrease the consumption of x by 1 unit. Similarly, if we want to increase x by 1 unit, consumer will have to reduce the consumption of y by 1 unit. That is, 1x is added, then 1y is to be eliminated. Similarly, if 1y is added, then 1x is to be eliminated. Therefore, all other possible combinations represent lower level of satisfaction than the consumer equilibrium level. As per the calculation, at the point of consumer equilibrium, where the consumer is consuming 3x plus 2y, he is getting 85 units of utility. That is, utility derived from first unit of x plus second unit of x plus third unit of x plus 2 units of y, that is 17 plus 15, 20 plus 18 plus 15 from x and 17 plus 15 from y. That will give the consumer 85 units of total utility. Suppose he want to increase the consumption of x by 1 unit, he has to reduce the consumption of y by 1 unit. In such a situation, the combination will be 4x, that is, he has increased the consumption of x by 1 unit plus 1y, because he has to reduce the consumption of y by 1 unit. In such a situation, consumer will be getting only 82 units of utility, because while changing this combination, 12 units of utility is added by consuming one more x, but 15 unit of y is being eliminated because of the elimination of 1 unit y. Therefore, total utility will be equal to 82. Now, suppose if the consumer want to increase the consumption of y by 1 unit, therefore combination will be 2x, that is initially 3x, now the consumption has been reduced to 2x plus 3y, that is consumption of y has been increased from 2 unit to 3 unit, and the consumer will be getting only 83 units of utility. Therefore, if marginal utility of x is equal to marginal utility of y and consumer is in equilibrium at 3x plus 2y, consumer is having 85 units of utility. All other possible combinations means consumer has spent his entire income while consuming 3x plus 2y, and in order to increase the consumption of x by a particular amount, consumer will have to reduce consumption of y by the same amount. Therefore, all other possible combinations provides the consumer lesser amount of utility than the consumer equilibrium point. Thus, it is clear that marginal utility of x is equal to marginal utility of y, and the consumer is in equilibrium. Therefore, consumer equilibrium point is a point where MUX is equal to MUY. Now let us move to the diagrammatic representation of this theory. We have drawn x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we are representing units consumed, and on y-axis we are representing marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y, because we need to consider both the commodities together. Now we have a curve drawing marginal utility of x, which is downward sloping. It shows that when consumption increases, marginal utility of x goes on diminishing. Now we have marginal utility of y. It is also downward sloping. Marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y are downward sloping because the law of diminishing marginal utility is applicable. Now we need to identify the equilibrium point. To equate the marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y, we need to draw a price line or a marginal utility of money line that can be drawn as this. This is the price line or marginal utility of money line. From this it is clear that here we need to equate marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y. In order to identify the equilibrium point, we need to draw a line to x axis, and consumer is consuming OEM unit of commodity X and receiving a particular amount of marginal utility, and it must be equal to the marginal utility of Y at the consumption of ON amount of Y. Now we are saying that marginal utility of X is equal to marginal utility of Y. Marginal utility of X and marginal utility of Y are the lines drawn from quantity axis to the curves. Marginal utility of X is the line drawn from quantity axis to marginal utility of X curve, and marginal utility of Y is the line drawn from the quantity axis to the marginal utility of Y curve. Here marginal utility of X is equal to marginal utility of Y. As per the law of EQ marginal utility, this is the point of consumer equilibrium. Now we are going to consider other possibilities. That is, we are going to increase the consumption of Y by 1 unit. That is, consumption will be increased from ON to this much amount, and by increasing the consumption of Y by this unit, consumer is getting an additional utility of the shaded area, and this is the gain in utility, additional gain in utility to the consumer. When consumer is increasing one more unit Y, he is going to have this much amount of additional utility. In order to consume 1 unit Y, he will have to reduce the consumption of X by the same amount as we discussed earlier. Therefore, consumption of X is going to decrease by a particular amount. That is, consumption of X has been decreased by this much, and due to this, the amount of utility that consumer is losing is, this is the loss in utility, this shaded area. Therefore, gain and loss are measured. Here it is clear that gain is less than loss. That is, consumer is going to have more loss than gain if a change is being made in consumption. Therefore, consumer is not ready to have such a change. Therefore, consumer equilibrium is the point where consumer is having marginal utility of X is equal to marginal utility of Y, or consumer is having same marginal utilities from X and Y. Here EX is the equilibrium point and EY is the equilibrium point related with Y. Therefore, EX and EY are the 2 points of equating marginal utility of X and marginal utility of Y. All other possible combinations of X and Y provides the consumer lesser utility. If he is increasing X and decreasing Y, the condition will be same like this. That is, gain will be lesser than loss. The same diagram can be drawn using another method. Here a middle line is drawn as y-axis. To the right side of the y-axis we are having unit X, and to the left of y-axis we are having unit Y. This is not negative side, left side is not a negative side. It is simply a mirror image, mirror side. Now we are having marginal utility of X downward sloping curve. Similarly, marginal utility of Y, that is also downward sloping, and we need to identify an equilibrium point to draw a marginal utility of money line. Thus we have identified equilibrium. Consumer is consuming OEM unit of X plus ON unit of Y. Here this is the point of equilibrium. Consumer is having OM amount of X plus ON amount of Y. Different levels of X and Y are consumed. Suppose if the consumer is increasing the consumption of X by 1 unit, this much will be the consumption of X, and consumer will be having this much amount of gain in utility. Similarly, in order to increase the consumption of X by this much amount, consumer will have to reduce the consumption of Y by a particular amount. Therefore, that will be the loss in utility. The for gain in utility is the green shaded area and loss in utility is the blue shaded area. Here it is clear that loss is greater than gain and the consumer is not ready to accept this change because consumer is in equilibrium at a point where the marginal utility of x is equal to the marginal utility of y, that is when he is consuming OM unit of x plus ON unit of y. This is the law of equimarginal utility or law of substitution or consumer equilibrium using multiple economic goods developed by Alfred Marshall. The Marshallian cardinal utility analysis was criticized by various economists on the basis of subjectivity of utility, irrational human behavior, indivisibility of goods, durability of goods, etc. These points will be discussed later. Thank you.